3, 2, 1. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Welcome to my channel. These materials that I'm going to presenting is from the book An Introduction to English Morphology, Word and Their Structures. This is book by Andrew Z. By Andrew. Okay, this is the book that I'm going to presenting. In this chapter 5, there are some topics that we are going to talking about. The first is relationship between lexems, and the second were class and conversations, and the next is adverb derived from adjective, and the third is noun derived from nouns, and the fifth is nouns derived from other word class, and the last is noun derived from nouns. But I'm going to concentrate with the materials is noun derived from other word class. Okay, for examples for today's, it's a very familiar for us when we listen the word worker exactly from the verb work ending with e and r. So this is the worker. So this is this is the materials that I'm going to presenting. And the other word is good. Sometimes we listen about the word goodness. We always say goodness. And this is also the materials that I'm going to presenting later on. And the next is we are going to listen this purity or this is exactly from the word pure, and the next is performance. We always say this is my performance. Exactly this is the word from the performance from performs. So this is the essential of those. And the next, we always say this buildings exactly word from form from build. So we are going to explain about these ones. And the next ones we are going to see the explanation for today's is after showing about that there are some numerous word that we listen, that we say, and that we write about in English. But here we are going to talk in morphology. We are going to talking about that what does the word from. Okay, so we are going to talking now. We are going to talking about lexems, and we are going to talking about nouns derived from others word class or word classes. So now we are going to see some idea. So we are here. We are going to see about nouns derived from adjective and from a verb are extremely numerous. So this is familiar for us because this is numerous. There are a lot of words that form from a lot of nouns that form from adjective and verb. So we are going to see about these ones. Sometimes we listen about the adjective that nouns that form from adjective by the suffix ending by ity, nas, and isms. This is the examples of the that we are going to explain later on in the next slides. And the next ones we are going to talking about that the nouns that derive from the verbs. We are going to see the suffix of ants, mens, ings, ion, e and l, and the last is e and r. So we are going to check that explanations. Okay, we are going to talking about some definition. According to this book, if we want to see about their definition, here's we are going to see about this ones. all about three suffix by using ity and ess and using ism or isms. The meanings here is basically meanings here is about property of being x here is adjective form nouns. So we are going to see about these ones. We are going to see property of being x. X here, I once more sorry, X here is the adjective that form nouns. For example, here pure is adjective, purity is being pure, property being pure. Exactly, this is a noun form from adjective pure. And the next is equality. Equality here is the next example of the suffix ity from the adjective equal, be equality, equal, be equality. So this is the example of the nouns derived from the adjective by suffix ity. And the next is ferocity. Ferocity also ending by ity, another example of nouns derived from the adjective. And the next, we always listen and hear where someone say that sensitivity. Sensitivity. This is sensitive. This is the adjective. The nouns formed from the adjective sensitive. So this is the example of the suffix nouns derived from the first suffix by ending ity or suffix ity. Now we are going to see about another example. So now here we are going to see suffix ending suffix ness. This is another examples when we want to form our nouns derived from the adjective. So we are going to see here. The first example is here, goodness. Goodness, exactly. This is the word we are going to see from the adjective good, be goodness. And the next is tallness. Tallness. The adjective from this is the noun formed from the adjective by the suffix ness. And the next is and the next is phyresinus. Phyresinus here also the example of adjective by formed by adjective by plus the suffix ness. And the next is sensitiveness. Sensitiveness also the nouns derived from the nouns sensitive by ending ness. And the next examples of this the last examples adjective noun form to adjective form to nouns by ending suffix ism or ism. So we are going to see the examples. Radicalism. Radicalism is the noun. This is exactly a noun from adjective radical. And we are going to see be radicalisms. And the next one's conservatism. Conservative. This is the word adjective conservative to be nouns conservatisms by suffix isms. This is the explanation of the example of the noun derived from adjective. So don't go anywhere. I'm going to explain about noun derived by verb for the next slide. from the verb. As like as I said before that there are two other word classes that forms the nouns that I'm going to explain. The first is adjective. The first is adjective. The first is adjective. Derived the nouns, and the second is verb derived nouns. So nouns, verb derived nouns. There are 6 suffixes used to derive nouns. Noun from verb. The first is suffix ance or ence. For example, the word that performance, perform. The verb is performs, be performance. And the next, ignore. This is the verb. Form nouns, to be nouns is ignorance. This is we are going to ignore. And the next is reference. Ooh, there's a girls there. Come here. Zay, come here. And the next is ignorance that I say before. The next word is reference. Reference here is explains form. This is reference, refer be reference. And the next convergence here is convert. And the next suffix that will be Zay, come here. Will be see here. Sit down here, sir. Sit down here. And then the next explanation that I'm going to see here is suffix ment or ment. For example, the word that using that form from the verb form nouns, derived nouns is announce. Sometimes this is the verb, the announce, to be announcement. Okay, so announcement is a noun here, derived from the verb announce. And the next examples for the suffix ment is commitment. So commitment is a noun derived from the verb commit. Okay, I repeat, commit. And the next is development is the nouns derived from the verb develop. And the next example is engagement is engage. This is engage is a verb. Engagement is a noun derived from the verb. And the next examples, the next suffix that using to form a nouns from the verb is suffix ing. And the next is once. We are going to see about this paint. Be painting. Painting is a noun derived from the verb paint. And the next is singing. Singing is a noun derived from the verb sing. And the next is building. Building is familiar for us. Is a noun derived from the verb build. And the next, ignoring. Ignoring is a noun. It's a noun. It's a noun derived from verb ignore. And the next one, we are going to see the third suffix that using to derive verb to nouns is suffix ion, ion or tion. And we are going to see denunciation. Denunciation, the examples is denunciation. Denunciation is the word. Denunciation is a noun derived from the verb by suffix ion. And the next example is commission. Commission is a noun derived from the verb commit. And the next confusion and organizations, another examples. And the next we are going to see the fifth suffix that using to form nouns derived from verb is e suffix al. Suffix al here we are going to see the example is refusal, refuse, be refusal. So we are going to see here refuse is a verb derived nouns by suffix al, be refusal. And the next arrival. Arrival is an example is arrival. Arrival is a noun that we are going to see suffix el, be arrival. And the next referral, and the next same with committal and others. And the last suffix that we using to form nouns from verb is suffix er. Suffix er. For example, in the word we are going to see painter from the word paint, singer from the word sings, verb sings, organizer from organize, and the next grinder from green. This is the examples of the suffix er. So if we want to see about these explanations, these ones, there are some suffix that we using, and we can use one suffix, one word can use more than one suffix, but we are going to remember that this is not synonyms exactly. They are the same. They are almost the same. They using suffix, the different suffix, but they are not the synonyms. So they are the difference, the meanings. The meanings in the difference. Now we are going to see. First, here, this is some explanations about nouns derived from other word classes. Exactly, derived from noun, derived from adjective and means, and the second is derived from the verb. So, thank you for your attention for these moments that